At the roof of the world, where air thins and voices fall quiet, there is a valley that remembers an older earth. A valley carved by a single, patient river. This is Mustang. And this is the Kali Gandaki. The Kali Gandaki is no ordinary river. It began its journey before these mountains existed. Long before the Himalaya rose, the river was already here, cutting south. And when the land heaved upward, when the Indian plate crashed into Asia and threw up the world's highest range, the river did not yield. It kept its course. It sliced down as the mountains rose up. Today, the Kali Gandaki runs through one of the deepest gorges on earth. Between Annapurna to the east and Dhaulagiri to the west. A chasm more than 5.5 vertical kilometers from riverbed to summit. Water against stone, time against uplift, patience against force, and water, in the end, is winning. Here, in the rain shadow of the great peaks, Mustang lies almost desert dry. This is not the lush rhododendron Nepal of postcards. This is a trans-Himalayan plateau. A high, cold steppe. Ochre, rust, bone white. Lashed by wind. The wind arrives late each morning. By noon, it roars through the valley like a living thing. It polishes stone. It carries grit that sands the cliffs into tall, fluted towers. It carves caves, thousands of them, into sheer faces of ancient sediment. For centuries, people carved more. Monk cells, burial chambers, hidden sanctuaries. This is a place shaped not by forests, but by absence. For hundreds of years, Mustang was a kingdom. A high, self-contained realm on the Himalayan frontier. Its capital was Ljubljana, a walled city of whitewashed mud brick, founded in the 15th century under a Tibetan dynasty. This was the ancient kingdom of Lo. Known to the outside world in hushed tones as the Forbidden Kingdom. For most of modern history, no foreigner was allowed to enter. Locked between Tibet and Nepal, surrounded by mountains, Mustang endured by controlling passage. Salt from the plateau to the north, grain and goods from the valley to the south. Caravans threaded the passes. Yak walked along narrow cliff paths that even now feel impossibly exposed. For centuries, these caravans were the lifeblood of Mustang. Yak and sheep carried Tibetan salt south and returned with rice, tea, and cloth. This was one of the great high-altitude trade routes of the Himalayas. And with trade, ideas moved. Buddhist texts, art, rituals, wall paintings rich with pigment and gold leaf. An entire Tibetan world preserved behind the walls of Ljubljana. The people here call themselves Loba, people of Lo. Their language is Tibetan. Their faith is Buddhism. Their architecture, flat-roofed, whitewashed houses sealed against the cold. They are Tibetan. Their calendars, their festivals, their way of life, all shaped by the trans-Himalayan world to the north. For generations, the Lo believed much as their ancestors did in the 15th century. But in Mustang, survival is never still. At over 3,800 meters, winter is not just cold, it's life-threatening. In January, temperatures can plunge to minus 20 degrees and below. Wind scores the courtyards. Water freezes in the pots. Barley stores run thin. So each year, with the first true bitter bite of winter, the people move. Families leave Ljubljana. They shutter upper floor windows against the drifting snow. They lock ancestral homes that have stood for centuries. And they descend. They walk, and now sometimes drive, down the valley, following the line of the Kali Gandaki River into lower Mustang, to softer air. This migration is not exile. It's a tradition. A seasonal movement repeated generation after generation. In the cold months, they become traders again, selling wool, handicrafts, and dried produce in the lowlands. In spring, when Mustang thaws, they return to the high fields and begin the cycle anew. Mustang's story for centuries was isolation, geographic, political, cultural. But then the world changed. In 1992, after decades of strict restriction, the doors opened. Foreigners were finally allowed to enter Upper Mustang, but only with a special permit and only in limited numbers. What outsiders discovered astonished them. A medieval walled city still alive, monasteries filled with 5,000-year-old murals, a living Tibetan culture intact in a way that had become rare even in Tibet itself. Suddenly, Mustang was not just a kingdom at the edge of Nepal. It was a time capsule, a place where the past had persisted into the present. Tourism brought money. It brought opportunity. It brought attention. For the Loba, this was a double-edged gift. Young people could go to school in Pokhara. Families could afford new roofs, solar panels, satellite phones. And another force was arriving, a force far louder than the chanting of monks. The road. For centuries, the only way into Ljubljana was on foot or by pony. Supplies arrived on the backs of animals. Medicine, fuel, corrugated metal, all carried up, piece by piece, along a thin line of trail above the gorges. Then, in the early 21st century, everything began to change. A rough road began creeping north from Jomsom. Track by track, blast by blast, it pushed deeper into Mustang and onward toward the Tibetan border at Korala. By the mid-2010s, jeeps could reach Ljubljana. And in recent years, the route has connected Mustang by vehicle all the way to China. For many here, the road is hope. It means emergency care can arrive in hours, not days. It means teachers can come and stay. It means fuel for the winter, building materials for repairs, and vegetables from the south. But change has a cost. The great trekking trails, once silent paths of dust and prayer flags, now run beside jeep tracks. Engines echo in canyons that once heard only yak bells and wind. Where a caravan of animals once wound slowly along the ledge, a convoy of motorbikes now rattles past in a cloud of dust. Some say the road is eroding Mustang's greatest treasure, its isolation. Others say the road is the only way Mustang will survive in the 21st century. Both may be true. Today, Mustang stands at a delicate threshold. Its culture remains deeply Tibetan. Ljubljana is still encircled by its medieval walls. Monasteries still hold ancient paintings and scriptures. The Tiji festival, a 3-day ritual of dance and exorcism, is still performed each spring to drive away misfortune, just as it has been for centuries. But listen more closely. Yak herders are older. The sons and daughters of Mustang now dream in two worlds at once. One foot in Leh, one foot in Kathmandu, or in Lhasa, or Europe. Yet here, above 4,000 meters, some lives have barely changed at all. Nomadic herders still climb to the summer pastures with their yak and sheep. They still build temporary stone shelters against the wind. They still measure the years not in dates, but in grass height, milk yielded, and the moods of the sky. This too is Mustang, endlessly exposed, endlessly alive. Along the riverbed of the Kali Gandaki, something else lies waiting. Black stones, hard, coiled forms revealed by the river's slow abrasion of the cliffs. Fossils, ammonites, creatures that swarm in primordial seas more than 100 million years ago. In Mustang, these stones are sacred, and they are worshipped as physical forms of the god Vishnu. The river delivers them one by one. Lower Mustang tells yet another story, a story of meeting points. This is where Tibetan highland culture begins to blend with the mid-Himalayan world. Here live the Takali, traders, innkeepers, farmers, whose villages prospered on the trans-Himalayan salt routes. Here, prayer flags share space with orchards, and mule caravans once line up in dusty courtyards to barter salt for grain. Guest houses with Wi-Fi, and yet above them, only a few hours climb away, the land returns to silence. Mustang has always been a frontier between Tibet and Nepal, between desert and glacier, between the 15th century and the 21st. Now, it's a frontier between memory and momentum. The old king is gone, the caravans are fading, the road presses north, and with it, the modern world. And yet, in the flicker of a butter lamp inside a monastery that predates most modern nations, in the lowing of yak in a wind-beaten pasture at 4,500 meters, in the winter migration of families who still leave Lomantang when the cold becomes unbearable, in the endless voice of the Kali Gandaki, Mustang endures. This valley was carved by patience. It survives by resilience. And in a world that changes faster each year, Mustang reminds us of something else. That some cultures are not relics of the past. They are living negotiations with the present. Fragile, precious, ongoing. The river flows on, and Mustang, the valley of wind and time, keeps its watch in the rain shadow of the highest mountains on earth. As the plain turns towards Pokhara, towards green hills and modern noise, behind us, Mustang drifts into cloud, a kingdom of dust, a kingdom of light, of faith and endurance, and of all the stories written by the wind.